Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Mod Monday, and today we have cars, shopping centers, and kindergarten, so... Right, it was not fruitful week this week. There's a lot, around 20 mods being released in the last 7 days, so, but there's still something, at least for me, and some of the mods I'm gonna be using from now on. Now, let's get cracking. Kindergarten by, let's go with Yachet or Yachet. Kindergarten building construction system Baums 75, workers 25, capacity 250. Now this reminds Oolykee of his own kindergarten, which was really close to my home, where I used to live in my hometown, and definitely really nice building that I'm gonna be using myself. Now, how does it compare to other kindergartens? I have no idea, I didn't even check. So we have the new Baums 75 kindergarten, 22,000 rubles. It's way more expensive than vanilla one. Capacity wise, it has bigger capacity. It's equally like 25 people for 250 kids, so one person is mining 10 children, same as vanilla, so quite realistic. Size wise it's bigger as well, so thumbs up in my book. Company store by Marius, a small supermarket which employs 115 workers and serving up to 60 people, 2 vehicle stations and 1 factory connection available. Quite useful for early stages of the game or for villages. Little story roleplay inspired by a company store built on Comalin company in southern Spain in the first half of the 20th century. Is a free store for the employees based on a real blueprints of the building which was demolished long ago. Model made in Blender, textures from picture and similar buildings are and free to download. Right, so this is again something that we who used to live in communism remember those company stores, and we had multiple of them, and also reminds me of one of the village, neighboring village to Oolykee's hometown, had something almost exactly the same. Again, brings me back to my childhood and early days. Really beautiful building. Again, something that I'm going to be using myself. Now, can we compare this to vanilla? Is it comparable? If we go all the way here, small store, that would not be the one. Let's go here. We have Roadside Store. No, that wouldn't be the one. We need to find the shop. Unfortunately, Oolykee cannot find it here. I do have it in my mods all the way in the back, so we're gonna check it there, but unfortunately I can't find the company store. It costs 8,000 rubles. You can see it has everything under the sun. Looks like it's it would be under tourism. I'm gonna go and find it. So company store here, 8,000 rubles compared to the vanilla one, 3,000. Is 3 times more expensive, and it services less people per capita than the vanilla one. Definitely. No, is it? No, it's more or less the same. 6 times more. It's quite realistic. It's a little bit more pricier. You can see here, if we compare it to vanilla, it's a little bit bigger, and the price definitely fits, so it's quite realistic. Right, for more details, link in the description of the video. Admiral Mar Dennis roadside store, an ordinary roadside store in some North American outback. In the store you can buy very tasty and soft bread, as well as the fresh vegetables harvested from the nearest farm. There is a private store and the chain 7-Eleven, numbers, worker 7, yada. I'm gonna leave this for you to go and explore. Now you can see here just a normal food store, as you can see here, food shop, and the 7-Eleven. That would be supermarket or store chain in United States, 7-Eleven. And also it comes with a 7-Eleven little roadside sign. It doesn't come with the other one, unfortunately, but let's see how does it look in here. We have roadside 3,000 rubles to construct one of these buildings, and compared to it's more or less the same price as vanilla, but it has way lower capacity. Actually, it requires only one seller service 2 people, so it's quite realistic. It's not realistic, it's really not cheaty. That's what I wanted to say. Yes, not cheaty. It's quite not cheaty mod if you want to use one of these guys. But it's really beautiful if you want to make yourself Soviet American little town. Link in the description of the video. Let's go with controversial one. S02E42 Pion. Now again, you can create weapons in this game. This is not the first one, but definitely iconic one. 2S7 Pion, I believe it has like 50 something kilometer range of the artillery shells, and it's 203 millimeters. But I'm gonna read a little bit. This was made by Isuku. It works as a personal car. I mean, what else would it be? It can accommodate 7 passengers, maximum speed 50 kilometers per hour, engine is 780 horsepower or 530 kilowatts, length 14 meters, in-game characteristics, weight 45 tons, year of production 75 to 85, cost 30,000 rubles. Now, this is if you want to have yourself a little bit of arms industry, this is something that you should consider as well, because these are like great as for an export. You can export them with trucks. Also, there's a really beautiful Maz, I believe, a vehicle that they would fit perfectly on. Now, if you can check it all the way in the personal car section, purchases with rubles. If we go all the way in the back, because it's the latest mod we installed, it's 35,000 rubles, at least here where we are purchasing it now in 1960. So yeah, quite beautiful mod, realistic. It has camouflage color and of course iconic piece of military hardware. Link in the description of the video. We have Admiral Mar Dennis Volkswagen Passat NMS Volkswagen Passat. This is an iconic vehicle as well. In Europe, it's European Volkswagen German car manufacturer. This is Passat for the North American and Chinese market, internally designed Volkswagen new mid-size sedan, or NMS, while under development. In a mid-size sedan that had a debut in 2011. The year of issue is 2012 to 2019. Manufacturer is German Volkswagen, yada yada yada, 200 kilometers per hour. All this good stuff, you have an in-detail description of this, so you're gonna have to go and check it. Now it comes in 10 different colors, at least. I think it's 10-ish different colors. You can see only some of them, and yes, there are actually all 3 of them are different. So you have a really beautiful color selection if you want to do. This is quite iconic car. I mean, we don't have to talk about too much about it, and I'm gonna just go and double check. Sorry, you're gonna have to buy it by using dollars if you go to personal cars. Volkswagen Beetle is $1,000, $1,500. This is the only vanilla one we have. The rest of them are mods, so we can go and compare it to mod. It's 3 times more expensive, or 2 times more expensive, which is quite realistic. It's just a car in the game and it's more expensive, so you can also export it as well. But anyway, for more details, you have a link in the description of the video. Vanok and monument to the samovar. Samovar is a metal vessel. Samovari, Tulski, Marki. Anyway, there's a Red Army Choir song, Samovar, I think it's called. I used to listen back in the day. Yeah, the Red Army Choir has really nice, or Alexandrov's War has really nice music, so if you want to listen to something like that. But samovar is a metal vessel for boiling water and making tea. As a rule, boiling is carried out by a burning firewood under the tank. It was quite common in Russian Empire, although it probably only came into use about 4 centuries ago. And was in some way in the element of luxury. It was rubbed to shine, polished, and exhibit for guests. One of the largest pieces for the production of samovar in Russia was city of Tula. Yes, samovari, Tulski Marki. Efficiency +5, loyalty at distance 300 meters. Recently I noticed that this loyalty, these monuments quite influence your people, and distance 300 meters. It's a big one as well. I'm gonna say that it is quite influential. I personally like teas. Oolykee likes coffee more, but I like teas as well. And I'm gonna be using this myself, but bear in mind that 5% loyalty is quite high. Link in the description of the video. And of course, we should probably compare it with the price. I don't think we need to do this, but Oolykee won't be able to because it has so many monuments in his mod section. It's not even shown there. It's 4,000 rubles for some of the vanilla ones. Let's see, 5. It is a little bit cheaper side because it's a smaller monument, but 5% influence is also quite high. Use it if you wish. Link in the description of the video. I give you 1000 Lakes Land by Multifropser. Multifropser. Thank you for downloading the Steam Workshop. Yada yada yada. This is a clean version, therefore it doesn't include any pre-placed buildings, railroads, roads, bridges, paths, anything of that sort. If you wish to play with the game, buildings and I made it. Check my original upload. Yeah, right. So this is without population. This is the first time I believe I'm presenting this map. I didn't present the popular version, but I think it's a really beautiful map. So let's check it out. Some of the pictures are taken from original posts, so please don't be confused. They are not the same maps, only the height map is the same. Okay, so let's go and check out. This reminds me of some of the, I think around Chelyabinsk or Yekaterinburg area with thousands of lakes or hundreds of lakes. And also there's a places in Ireland near Connemara National Park in West. So there's an island with, there's a lake with 360 islands or 65 islands, I think I was told, within a lake. It's really, really cool scenery. So it reminds me of that as well. Oolykee likes these areas. Anyway, 1000 lakes. Let's see how the map looks like. This is the map and it's full of lakes. Actually reminds me a little bit of Sweden, maybe some Nordic countries. There is some infrastructure in the middle over here. Let's see. No, that's just a map. It's confusing. Looks like it's just a map. Is there Control F3 maybe? No, there's nothing underneath. Interesting. Looks like there is some structures over here, but yeah, we're not gonna focus on that. So on the Soviet side, we have one border crossing here, one on the south, and this one here also looks like a border crossing. Let us just double check. Indeed, it is. Do we have railroad border crossing? There seems to be electricity. That's fine. The railroad is here as well. Then we have one NATO crossing here. Is this crossing as well? Probably not. Looks like we have only one NATO crossing. Interesting. At least we have them. Okay, let's check the resources. You have coal, not plentiful, challenging. This is why Oolykee likes it. So we have a coal, it's pretty far away from the border crossing, so that's gonna be, like I said, challenging. Then we have iron. Iron is again close to a NATO border, not really close to Soviet border. Well, actually, this one is close to both Soviet and the NATO border. Then oil, well, again, not 100%. I think it's extremely decent. I really like resources on this map. Then continuing uranium. Two sources of uranium, mostly centrally located. This one is a little bit on the closer side towards the border crossing, and then we have bauxite. Bauxite is a little bit more plentiful, and some of these northern parts are quite, well, like 50%, I would say, quality. So let's see, bauxite over here. Yeah, this peninsula here looks like it's going to be rich in bauxite. And this area is going to be really hard to build on. Let's go Control F2. You see here that there's not a lot of flatlands. If you want to build a city here, it's going to be, like I said, challenging. Also, farming is going to be challenging on this area. But you have other parts of map where it's going to be a little bit less challenging to do farming. Like, for example, here. Right, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite mod? I would have to say the company store is mine, because it reminds me of good old times in communist Yugoslavia when we had those as well. Anyway, like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it, and if you want to support the channel, I have a description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.